Hi, 10 a.m. This is Dan Spencer from the Bellingham Board of Selectmen. Here to give you the most updated and accurate information with regards to the coronavirus and its effects on the town and its residents. As always, I will defer to Deputy Chief Mark Poirier.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. Good morning. Massachusetts currently has 16,790 cases as of yesterday and 433 deaths in the state. The U.S. cases are 434,791 with 14,802 deaths. We also have a number of 24,058 who recovered from the coronavirus. Worldwide cases, we have 1.5 million, 88,982 deaths, and a great number of 336,780 who have recovered. So those are great numbers as far as the recovery stage goes, in my opinion.
All right, Esther.
Good morning. We had one new case come in overnight, which brings our total of 24 confirmed cases in town. A total of 131 residents of Bellingham have been tested, and to date we have 10 cases that have recovered, and I'm anticipating the recovery rate to increase later on this week.
Okay, fantastic. Bruce, do you have anything today?
Real quick, I don't have too much to add other than Esther, myself, and Monique at Housing have been closely working on some paperwork so that we can look at circulating a questionnaire to the tenants there and see if we can't loosen up the quarantine on a number of the people and zero in on those that need to stay on the quarantine. We will also be issuing directions on how to use the laundry so that both facilities will be able to continue to do laundry. Esther and I have worked up a suggested format that Monique can circulate, and then hopefully everybody works with us and pays close attention to the social distancing requirements of it.
All right. Just to recap, that's in response to the one positive test, that confirmed case that we had in
Manor.
Just offhand, and I don't know if Esther knows or you, Bruce, that case was brought about on the second Thursday.
Thursday, yes.
So we're basically they're halfway through the quarantine.
So we're 7 days into the quarantine.
Okay.
With a little bit of luck, hopefully Esther and I will be releasing the people either over the weekend or on Monday. Based on what we get back from that questionnaire.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. Want to go to Tim first?
Sure.
Our special guest today is our building inspector, Tim Arcari.
Good morning. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about the services that the building inspectional services is providing, and working with all the departments in the town hall to provide as much service as we can for the town residents. So our inspection schedules really haven't changed all that much, other than we are in-home inspections. We've decided that in-home inspections will be conducted by photographs and videos in order to keep everybody's project moving. A lot of people are at home, so we're just trying to accommodate everybody in that regard. All exterior inspections are provided. No issues with those. We can do them outside. Whatever projects you have going on, it's not a problem. So our office is manned daily for any assistance for the residents or the construction trade. We can help you with permitting. We now have a full online permitting service up and running that will generally do all of the permitting needs in the town. We're still working through some stuff with it, but it works perfect now. We can still do manual if anybody needs any assistance with entering a permit that can't enter a permit because of maybe you don't have a computer or whatnot. We will definitely take in a manual application. Just call us or send us an email or on the Bellingham website, and we can provide any information or assistance to you to help you along with that service. If you have been on the software, It's very simple. It's just like filling out a normal application. You just follow the prompts. You would enter your projects depending on what your project is, and you would continue through the application just like a paper application. And at the very end, when you're ending your permit when you need to attach any type of drawing that would depend on the permit that you're applying for, you would end your permit, and it'll prompt you at the end to make an attachment if needed. If you have an issue with that, you can most certainly scan it to us and email it to us, and we can attach it for you. But other than that, payments can be made online for convenience. The best way to make a payment is a check pay. It's the least amount that you would. I think it's like 49 or 59 cents, an additional fee, but it beats the credit card fee if you can still pay by check. It's probably the most economical way for you to pay. Other than that, if there's any assistance that the department can give you in moving forward with any type of project, we're here generally till 3 o'clock. We're here at 7 a.m. in the morning. We're here every day. So we have people available. We have inspectors available, plumbing, gas, and electric. So we can handle any of the needs. Any emergencies, don't hesitate to call us. We can make special situation or inspection if it's needed. So beyond that, we're just almost running as usual, but it is on a limited basis. But we will handle any issues that you may have or any needs that you may have.
So Tim, as far as the online application, the online payments, long after this is over, that's still going to be in place, correct?
That's correct. So this is going to be a permanent situation. Most area towns are computer-based permitting, and they collect the fees online. They collect your plans all by PDF, and it's going to be the norm from now on. We can still accommodate people, like I said, that aren't able to either scan their plans or are not able to get to a computer. We can help them out as well. We have no problem with taking an application or any plans in an effort to help people. We can handle that too.
Perfect example of necessity being the mother of invention.
Definitely. So,
is it by appointment only, Tim? Can you stress that?
So,
and the phone number?
So on the Bellingham website, we have all of our information on there. Just go to inspectional services, and that will direct you to any type of question you may have. Call us by any means with any question. We are on a phone and computer basis only. There's no foot traffic in the town hall, but make any kind of future visits that you may need, you just call us. We'll try to accommodate you without you having to come in. If there's something that you have to get to us, we do have a drop box, but by all means, call us ahead of time, and so we get a heads up on that. Other than that, any kind of correspondence, email, and phone call, we're here to serve. So whatever it is that you need, we can help you with that.
Probably the one department that has not dropped off at all, and of course, the construction industry is still going strong in Massachusetts as a whole. And I think with people at home, there's probably a fair amount of pools, fences, those types of things under construction.
So we've got a lot of phone calls. Most of our phone calls now, as far as homeowner projects are going on, are the sheds, the fences. Those things are moving forward. So we're getting questions about zoning. So I get the emails constantly, and I answer them right away. So if there's any questions that you may have on setbacks or where to place your shed, what size, your fencing, by all means, just send it in an email or give us a call, and we'll help you out with that. It's been a lot of the homeowners are trying to get their projects up and running. I mean, it is springtime, and it's the time of year, so we've been very busy. Our permitting software, we're getting tons of applications in. It has slowed up a little bit, but with everybody being home, they've kind of picked up the slack with kind of home projects. So it's working out pretty good. A lot of people are navigating through the software pretty good. If there's any questions, again, just call us and we'll walk you through the process too.
Excellent. Great. Thank you very much, Tim.
One other thing. So we are On new construction, I did have a conversation with Mr. Poria regarding the smoke detectors. So the state has issued a mandate or a statute based on the new construction. You need a certificate for your smoke detectors. So they've actually delayed that, and they put the onus on the buyer for a 90-day delay for your smoke detector testing. So during the occupancy process, when I go in and do a certificate of occupancy for these new structures, I am checking the smoke detectors and testing them. But you still are required to acquire that certificate from the fire department. You know, when things starting to loosen up and the fire department is directed to start issuing these certificates. So just a reminder, you know, be mindful of your smoke detectors. If you're home doing projects, take a look at your smoke detector, replace the batteries if it's a battery smoke detector, and look on the back label to make sure that the smoke detector is not over 10 years old. If it's over 10 years old, it should be replaced. So that's just a safety tip. I mean, if you're home, why not check them? And carbon monoxide, you should have one on each level of the home. You can have a plug-in carbon monoxide detector. You can have a combination one that would work with the wiring in your house, but it's always a good idea to have that stuff available and working just for safety purposes, because you never know what's going to happen, especially with carbon monoxide. It's an undetectable gas, and it's just a really good idea. So with that being said, thank you very much for having me on.
Thanks for your help with that. Yeah.
All right. So every day we ask for solicitation of emails for questions or concerns you may have regarding the coronavirus. Those emails can be sent to covid19@bellinghamma.org. And I believe we have a few that came in overnight.
We do have quite a few, actually, several. And we'll direct them to Esther, as we always do, our public health nurse. Esther, if a person is infected but does not realize it and is exposed and infected again by a different person, can the virus be double bad because the person was infected twice?
It actually is thought that the second exposure would be less of an exposure, because we're hoping at that point you will have developed some antibodies from the first exposure. Unfortunately, the testing for the antibodies is still in the works, so we can't say with 100% certainty that you have the antibodies and you will not be infected again. But the thought process is that if it behaves like every other virus that we know, you will have some antibodies and your second exposure may be less.
Jump in real quick. Esther, with regards to those, I know there's been some news stories out that people may have had the coronavirus before the outbreak actually took place and didn't really know about it. If someone thinks they may have had the corona, never officially got tested, would that antibody test, when it's fully developed, be able to determine whether or not they were actually affected at one point?
It depends on whether or not they still have antibodies in their system. If the antibodies are still present, then yes, then they would be able to detect it at that point.
Okay. All right, great, thank you.
They also asked about, the same person asked about Stop and Shop cards, and they'd like Stop and Shop not to require them to get the sale prices, but if you go to Stop and Shop and you forget your card, all you have to do is call up the menu and forgot my card. I forget exactly what it said, but you can still get those sale prices even if you don't have your discount card. And they went on to praise Esther for her background. They like the ever-changing backgrounds there, Esther. It's a nice job. Some folks are saying that you can disinfect your mask using Lysol and then reuse it. Can you address this?
So it is not advised that you disinfect your mask with Lysol for a number of reasons. If you need to reuse your mask, you should be taking off your mask using precautions to keep your hands clean, wash your hands before and after. You can then place your mask in a paper bag and put it aside for reuse later, but again, washing your hands before and after, but you do not want to disinfect with Lysol.
Hi, just a reminder, Tim had mentioned that all of the permitting is now done online with the Permit Ice program. That's also with the Board of Health, that all of the food permits and applications are now coming through the Permit Ice, septic applications, et cetera. So, I mean, you know, the whole department, Special Services and Board of Health are all online permitting now.
Great, thank you. Back to our questions.
Thanks, Bruce. Another one for Esther. I recently went out with my latex gloves. When I got home, I used hand sanitizer on my gloves. Can I reuse them?
You should not be reusing your gloves. If you're following the protocols for taking your gloves off, they would be turned inside out and thrown out. It really is not advised that you use hand sanitizer to reuse them. And if you're unsure about the proper way to put your gloves on and take them off, there are a number of videos online that do show the proper way for donning and removal of those gloves.
Great. Another question for Esther. I tested negative for the virus 1 month ago when I had double pneumonia. Now I have bronchitis. Should I be tested again? The hospital said they do not have enough tests to do it again.
The thought process behind that is you've tested negative and there is another confirmed diagnosis. Usually the retesting would occur if you were still having symptoms and there wasn't another confirmed diagnosis, but you have been confirmed to have bronchitis and the previous double pneumonia, so they would typically not retest you at that time.
And I have a general question, and it's one that we get quite a bit. Is there a fund or any supplies we can donate that will benefit our frontline Bellingham town employees or essential workers? We get that in a lot. Deputy Poirier, any suggestions on that as far as supplies or things that might be helpful generally?
I would suggest is anything that, excuse me, anything that is being donated could go to the Board of Health. Bruce, is that okay? And Board of Health will take a look and distribute them according to the type of mask that they receive or type of equipment that they receive.
Excellent. And just one other item, since Tim was talking construction earlier, the Bellingham Community Development Block Grant continues to accept applications. It's a program where you can get repairs done to your home for low and moderate income families, and low and moderate includes incomes up close to $100,000. So it includes a lot of people. It's a 100% forgiveness program, so you can actually have work done on a new roof, windows, siding, things that need to get done as long as you qualify. It's 100% forgiven after 15 years. So there is a lien put on your property. It'll stay there for 15 years. And the idea is they're federal funds. So it's not to allow you to fix your home up so you can turn around and sell it. It's allow you to give you the opportunity to do repairs to your home, special needed safety repairs, so that you can stay in your home and afford to stay in there. So if you have questions on that program, it continues to move forward. We just got an $800,000 grant for that a couple of months ago. Applications are still being received, and there's information online on the town's website about that. That's all that I had.
Yes. Anyone else in the conference room there? No? You want to give your...
Yeah, sure. As usual, I'd like to just give some information regarding phone calls. So in Massachusetts, if you have any questions in regards to the COVID-19, you can call 211. If you're having any questions or concerns about your employment, you can call the Mass Attorney General at 617-727-3465.
So again, any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at covid19@bellinghamma.org. Maintain your social distancing, 6 feet. Keep your hands clean, sanitized, and washed with warm water, and be safe. Thank you very much.